Namaste friends, welcome to RH Chemistry. In today's video, a very important concept for NEET and JEE, that is special named reactions which is not there in NCERT. Remember, the reactions which are there in NCERT, already I have done separate video on first PUC and second PUC. That link will be given in the description box and also in the I button above in the video, that also you can see. So these are the reaction I have considered which is not there in the NCERT but which I have asked in some exams like NEET, JEE and competitive exams. Yes, let us start with first one, Fries rearrangement. So remember, Fries rearrangement is nothing but phenyl acetate undergo rearrangement when heated with anhydrous AlCl3 in presence of inert solvent to give ortho and para hydroxyacetophenone. So first we will see how that phenyl acetate is obtained. So remember, when we consider phenol C6H5OH, when it reacts with acid halide CS3COCl in presence of pyridine, so base, so that here you are going to get esterification reaction. That reaction can be written like this. So O, and remember this H and this Cl is removed as HCl, so that OCOCH3 is going to form. This is phenyl acetate. Remember, this when it reacts with AlCl3, anhydrous AlCl3. Remember, when it is heated with anhydrous AlCl3, what will happen is, remember, in case of this ortho position also there is a one hydrogen, para position also there is a one hydrogen. So there is a rearrangement to take place. H will attach to oxygen to form OH and COCH3 attach here. So that is like this. You are going to get ortho hydroxyacetophenone, that is COCH3, right? And para hydroxyacetophenone, that is OH here and COCH3 here. Ortho hydroxyacetophenone and para hydroxyacetophenone is going to form. Remember one thing, at low temperature ortho product is more favorable and major product, and high temperature this para product is major product. Very important. I hope you have understood what is Fries rearrangement. Phenyl acetate it is. This will undergo rearrangement in presence of AlCl3 to form ortho and para hydroxyacetophenone. Yes, next we will move to the Lieberman's nitroso test for phenol. Remember, this test is used for identification of the phenol. So in this case what happens is, when phenol reacts with NaNO2 and H2SO4, we get para-nitrosophenol which are rearranged to form quinone. Further, that quinone condenses with phenol in presence of concentrated sulfuric acid to give indophenol. Indophenol color is red or brown. That color of indophenol changes to blue or green by the addition of NaOH because of formation of sodium salt of indophenol. So understand this, read this once, then I will give you the reaction. First what happens is, NaNO2, sodium nitrite, when it reacts with sulfuric acid, you are going to get Na2SO4 plus HNO2, nitrous acid. Now further what happens is, this nitrous acid is protonated to give NO plus H2O. This NO plus is known as nitrosonium ion. Nitrosonium ion, NO plus. This NO plus, when it reacts with phenol, remember phenol, then you are going to get, here you can see, para-nitrosophenol we call it as. So phenol structure, para-nitroso means N double bond O. Para-nitrosophenol. This immediately undergo rearrangement to form quinone like this. Rearrangement to form quinone like this, that is double bond O, right? Then a double bond N, then OH, remember. Double bond O become H will shift here, rearrangement to form quinone. this quinone will react with further phenol. So this time what I will do, phenol I will write it reverse. So here it is H, remember, here it is OH. Phenol I have written it reverse, that is the only difference here. Now what happens is this H and OH to form water. Right, clearly you have to understand this. So this will give you in presence of acid, it is correct? In presence of acid, acid already you have added. So this will give rise to indophenol. Indophenol structure I will write it here, you can see. So this is quinol structure, double bond O. So double bond N attached directly to this particular carbon, so that single bond phenol structure like this, OH here. This is known as indophenol. This is known as indophenol, remember. Now this, when it is added to base, that is NaOH. Now what happens is this H will form ONA, that is blue or green color. This is red or brown color. Remember, it is red or brown color. Now what happens is it is forming a salt of this. Only the difference is that OH become ONA. See, similar structure here. Double bond O, double bond N. So here like this benzene ring. Then ONA. So this is the salt of this indophenol, sodium salt. The color of this will become, it may be blue or green, remember, blue or green. I hope you have understood this reaction. That is second one, Lieberman's nitroso test for phenol. If the organic compound is phenol, remember you are going to get this red color when it is reacts with NaNO2 and H2SO4 mixture. So this we can call it as Lieberman's nitroso test for phenol. Yes. Let us go to the third question. Third reaction, that is Victor Meyer's test to distinguish primary, secondary and tertiary alcohol. So very simple, already I have written the reaction, you can see. First RCH2OH, primary alcohol, secondary, tertiary. Primary alcohol and secondary and tertiary, both, all the three react with phosphorus in presence of iodine to form iodine. I will replace OH, RCH2I, R2CHI, R3CI, no difference. Second step, react with AgNO2, all the three to form RCH2NO2. Now NO2 will replace I, so that R2CHNO2, R3CNO2. Then when it reacts with HNO2, nitrous acid, it will form RC double bond NOH, NO2. Now here you can see HNO2 will react, RR will remain same, R2 I have written like this, single bond N double bond, here double bond NOH, here single bond N double bond. Then NO2 will be as it is, but here there is no reaction, that is the difference. Then the fourth step you can see, which reacts with NaOH to form salt of the sodium, so that this will give you red color. Salt of the sodium, this will give you red color. The NaOH, when it reacts with this, it will give you blue color. NaOH will become colorless here, which means here there is no reaction. There only we can see that. So colorless is also another indication for the presence of tertiary alcohol. Like this we can distinguish primary, secondary and tertiary by using Victor Meyer's test. So at least you remember that word, Victor Meyer. Whenever you come across distinguishing test for primary, secondary, tertiary along with the Lucas reagent test, you can remember this also. Yes. Next we'll move to Raschig's process. Raschig's process, remember, it is the preparation of the phenol. So here what happens is benzene react with, so here benzene react with HCl. So reacts with HCl in presence of oxygen at, remember, 250 degrees Celsius, or in presence, and also in presence of CuCl2 and FeCl3 as a catalyst. It will form first chlorobenzene. First it will form chlorobenzene. Then that chlorobenzene plus H2O is going to form. This chlorobenzene, when it reacts with the steam, H2O, to form phenol, remember, OH. So it is also at around 425 degrees Celsius. Here you can see I have written. So plus HCl. So this reaction, preparation of a phenol, is called as Raschig's process. Very important for preparation of phenol. Remember that. The next one is Dawes process. Already we have discussed in the normal named reaction also. So here it is the reaction of chlorobenzene Cl when in presence of sodium hydroxide. Correct? Sodium hydroxide. Now here what happens? Cl and Na to form NaCl minus NaCl. Right? So actually first it will form ONA. First it will form HCl. So minus HCl it is. H and Cl will be removed and ONA is a strong base here. So hence remember, first it will form sodium salt of phenol, that is sodium phenoxide. So the temperature required is around 300 degrees Celsius and high pressure like 620 Kelvin like that. So this, when it reacts with HCl, that is acid hydrolysis, to form, remember, to form in this particular case phenol. This is also preparation of phenol. This is also preparation of phenol. Raschig's process and Dawes process. Raschig's process start from benzene to chlorobenzene to phenol. Dawes process chlorobenzene to phenol. Remember that difference. Now we'll move to the fifth reaction, phthalene test. So this is another important test for the phenol in which we are going to prepare phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein preparation also you can call it as. Now, first what happens is phenol or substituted phenol, right? First I will take the phenol only. So phenol, OH, when it react with phthalic anhydride structure is like this, remember. So C double bond O, C double bond O. Phthalic anhydride, two molecules of phenol actually here. So here very simple. Whatever the double bond O here you are seeing or here you are seeing, the OH will react at this particular point. So not OH, actually whatever the hydrogen is there here, hydrogen from one phenol, hydrogen from another phenol, which means H2 and this O. So H2O is removed. This structure I will show you like this, you can see. So as it is I have written CO, C double bond O, C. So here one phenol and one phenol ring I have to attach, remember. So here one phenol ring I will attach and here one phenol ring I will attach. Right? So this we can call it as phenolphthalein. Phenolphthalein. So this is an indicator which is used in acid-base titration. We know that. Right? So this is nothing but phthalene test. Phenols or substituted phenols condense with the phthalic anhydride in presence of H2SO4. Here in presence of it is H2SO4 or ZnCl2, remember, or ZnCl2 to form phthalenes. Family of phthalenes it is. Here it is called as phenolphthalein. This is fifth reaction. Then we will see crossed Cannizzaro reaction. This is nothing but Cannizzaro reaction only. And I will make a separate video on separate Cannizzaro reaction because very important reaction and the mechanism and all. Here only remember benzaldehyde react with formaldehyde. That is benzaldehyde I will take CHO when it react with formaldehyde. Already we know Cannizzaro reaction, it is possible for the aldehydes or ketones which does not have alpha hydrogen. So HCHO, CHO. Now further what happens is in this particular case it is going to form HCOONA plus C6H5CS2OH. We know that disproportionation reaction, sodium, salt and alcohol is going to form. But why alcohol is not formed for formaldehyde? Why only it is possible for benzaldehyde? So this type of questions I will answer you in the next upcoming video on Cannizzaro reaction separately. Chemistry in 10 minutes. Fine. Now next we'll move to 8th reaction, Perkins reaction. Perkins reaction is nothing but remember in this particular case aromatic aldehydes are treated with. Generally benzaldehyde we can consider. So benzaldehyde here we consider CHO. When it is treated with, remember, anhydride. Anhydride is nothing but acetic anhydride I will consider. Correct? So acetic anhydride CS3CO, right, twice O in presence of sodium salt of acid. Here I will consider CH3COONA. Sodium acetate I am going to take. Then it is going to form alpha beta unsaturated acid. So alpha beta unsaturated acid is nothing but, here what happens is this is going to form CH double bond CH COOH. This, the name of this is cinnamic acid. Here I am not going to explain the mechanism because it will be a very big video. For that I will explain you in the separate video if you want. So aromatic aldehydes or benzaldehyde treated with acetic anhydride in presence of sodium salt of the acid to form cinnamic acid, alpha carbon, beta carbon unsaturated double bond. This is called as Perkins reaction, which means Perkins reaction means what you have to keep it in your mind, benzaldehyde conversion into cinnamic acid. This much if you remember, that is enough for JEE and NEET exam. And the 9th question, Tishenko reaction. So pronunciation may be different. Fine, my pronunciation is like this. Tishenko reaction. Remember, it is a modified form of Cannizzaro reaction. In Cannizzaro reaction, it will take place disproportionation reaction. Here also it will take place. See, disproportionation reaction. But only thing is, in this aldehyde having alpha hydrogen atom also undergo disproportionation reaction. But Cannizzaro is with only without alpha hydrogen. But here it is not like that. So here aldehyde containing alpha hydrogen also can undergo reaction. That I am going to write, and without having alpha hydrogen also I will explain. So first we will take benzaldehyde. So now what happens is benzaldehyde CH3CHO2 molecule, when it reacts in presence of aluminium ethoxide as a base, AlC2H5O thrice, because 3 is the valency of aluminium, correct? CH3CHO, aluminium C2H5O, oxygen thrice, right? So in this particular case, so this particular will going to form CH3COOH plus, remember, CH3CH2OH. So there sodium salt is going to form. Here directly carboxylic acid one and alcohol is another. So this is going to form. Now further what happens is this will undergo condensation reaction minus H2O to form an ester, that is CH3COO. Here CH3COO, H from here, OH from here, it is removed, right? So CH3CH2OH and CH3COH, CH3COO C2H5 or CH2CH3 also you can write. CH3CO C2H5 is going to form. This reaction is called as Tishenko reaction. Remember, the end product of the Tishenko reaction is ester only. So here similarly, that the Cannizzaro reaction which take place in presence of a strong alkali, that is KOH or NaOH, but here it is taking in place presence of aluminium ethoxide. If it is there aluminium ethoxide, then the reaction will take place like this. Now we will consider benzaldehyde also. CHO 2 molecule. Directly I will write this time. So aluminium like this also you can write C2H5O thrice also. Directly I will write, you can see here. So benzaldehyde, right? So CH2C. Here also you can see here CH3CH2OH, CH3COOH. So similarly C6H5CH2, right? I will start from this side. CH2 O C double bond O, right? So C6H5 C. Similarly here and here also. Ester is the final product. So ester is the final product. C6H5 CH2 OCO. This is from acid CH3COOH acid, and this is from alcohol, benzyl alcohol. You are going to get the product like this. This is called as Tishenko reaction. Very important, very simple reaction. At least you have to know which is the starting material and which is the end product. At least this much you have to remember for each and every reaction. In the 10th reaction we will see, that is Nowengel reaction. So here also pronunciation depending on you, but remember this is the only reaction which start with K after Kolbe's reaction. Kolbe's reaction after that, this is the second reaction which start with K. Nowengel reaction. Here you can see condensation of aldehydes or ketones with compound having methylene group. So active methylene group, actually it is active methylene group in presence of pyridine as a base, forming alpha beta unsaturated acid. So here we'll consider aldehydes or ketones compound having active condensation of this aldehyde ketone with compound having active methylene group. Fine. First we'll consider benzaldehyde. So CHO, when it react with active methylene group containing compound means generally we'll take malonic acid or malonic esters, we call it as CS2 COOC2H5. So COOC2H5, right? So this will give you, see, CS2COOC2H5, it is known as malonic ester. So here what happens is, remember in this particular case, alpha beta unsaturated acid is going to form. So C6H5 CH double bond CH COOH. So what is the name? Cinnamic acid. So cinnamic acid here also, and also remember Perkins reaction, cinnamic acid, remember like that. So cinnamic acid is the product you are going to get. Similarly, if I take RC double bond OR ketone plus CH2 CN, and here it is CN. This is known as, remember, malononitrile in presence of pyridine as a base. Here also you can consider that pyridine as a base, and here also you can consider pyridine as a base. You are going to get RCR double bond CH COH. So for this it is alpha carbon, beta carbon. So alpha beta unsaturated acid is going to form in this particular case. So this is about the 10th reaction, Neuen-Gell reaction. So these are the 10 reactions in the part 1 it is, and another 10 reaction what we have, that I will discuss in the part 2. If you feel that it is helpful, share it to your friends, and if you have visited my channel for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Have a nice day.